Good morning, everyone. Sorry about the soccer loss. So, I'm on the tour in Europe. I just came from England, UK, and tomorrow I'm going to Germany. Everybody was asking what the second Donald Trump turn might be like. So, but I'm in Czech Republic right now, so don't worry. Donald Trump has a special relationship with Czech. His first wife was from here. His third wife also from not far from here. So, in other words, Czech Republic has always been a very important friend and ally of the United States. I just talked to your government officials yesterday, just after my arrival, and we affirm that kind of special relationship. So thank you, Czech Republic. Now, Prague is a particularly sentimental place for me because last time I was here, there was no Czech Republic. It was still Czechoslovakia. That was July 1990, right after the fall of the wall. So I was very deeply impressed by your city, by your country then as it is now. So thank you very much for inviting me here to speak on this very important issue. Digital world is very different from the world before. In many, many ways, it changed our life fundamentally, as my previous speaker has eloquently illustrated here. The difference between him with great IQ is that I don't have great IQ and I don't use PowerPoint. I teach at a Naval Academy in Annapolis, in Maryland, United States, and we believe PowerPoints corrupts absolutely. So we don't tend to use this kind of PowerPoint. But it is very important. It is very important to point out the fundamental challenges digital age posed to not just the national security. Our daily existence is also put into a very profound quandary. Let me just illustrate with my limited time here. To illustrate several aspects of that. The obvious one is that it provides a very powerful tool to enemies of freedom, to censor, to mold, to redirect our attention to untruth, to lies. I was just this morning trying for 2 hours trying to retrieve a simple message I sent through my Twitter account, listing all these major hacking incidents that Chinese government has done, not only against the United States, but also against the world. I couldn't find it. Somebody must have deleted from a very remote controlled location. So first and foremost, since I'm from the national security apparatus of the United States, let me just say this. We used to know China is a country that excelled at human intelligence. They send actual spies over here, over there, and to collect the intelligence. That notion should be completely eliminated. While they're still very good at that, they are far more capable, far more efficient, and far more ambitious in cyber intelligence. They collect intelligence on a massive scale and unmatched sophistication through cyber. So if you don't believe me, you should listen to speeches by the director of the FBI in the United States, constantly. And he has a very, very grave assessment about the Chinese government's capability to collect intelligence through cyber space. And his assessment, simply put, is that the Chinese hacking capability is much stronger than all the rest of the sovereign countries in the world combined. That's the scale of that. Second assumption, second challenge that brought to us by the cyber age is really make virtually every regional issue a global one. That is because cyber is digital world, such a globalizing phenomenon. If one person does something regionally, it will affect people far away on the other side of the world. So it's regional versus global. And not really get into many other aspects as well, which I will say a little bit over there. Thirdly, cyber age poses a major threat to commerce, international commerce in particular. You know, in the United States, I'm not sure about here, but I don't know, the largest e-commerce platform is Amazon.com. More and more Americans buy and sell stuff on Amazon.com, mostly buying, right? Amazon has about 1.5 million sellers worldwide. Over 2/3 of them, 1.1 million sellers, are based in China. Think about that. Now, what does it mean? That means, of course, Chinese are making a lot of money. So Chinese economy is in terrible shape in the last several years. But they're really good at three things, in three areas. One is electric vehicles. Secondly is green energy, the products, solar panels. The third thing is really e-commerce. They control those things, right? Now, that means a lot of things to average Americans. I live in a city called Annapolis. 300 feet away is my dock, where I put my boat in. I want to see the tides every day, every morning. So I need some kind of camera there to watch it. I could not get a Wi-Fi extender because my Wi-Fi from my home cannot reach that, because every single Wi-Fi extender is made in China, is sold in Amazon. And there's no other place you can get it in America. And they're made by one or two companies, which I have information. They're not necessarily really here to make profit alone, for some other purposes. Millions and millions of American households, they install those kind of home security facilities. And guess who's watching? Who's monitoring those things? So those are very, very major threat to global commerce. If you're a company doing business inside China, you must find a due diligence. You must know the economic reality of China in order to make sure that your investment will have a larger return. But that is considered espionage. That's considered as not welcome by the Chinese government. So they just kick you out. You cannot even use VPN very easily in China. And that's how serious it is. So it has a great challenge to commerce, particularly equal opportunities in commerce in places like China. Cyber world also poses a very serious challenge to political processes over there. I just came back from Taiwan for the presidential inauguration about a month ago. The Taiwanese election was amazing because the biggest challenge to Taiwanese democracy in 2024, 2020, 2019, 2000, and all this election is the Chinese government's state-organized political campaign through cyber. What Taiwanese call the cognitive warfare. Disinformation and backing the deliberately disruptive candidates. So it's a very big challenge to that. United States also, obviously, election integrity is a huge issue. We used to blame Russia. We have to take into consideration not just Russia. All enemies of America do that kind of cognitive warfare, disrupting American political process, Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, you name it. I would say the third threat is really to human freedom. The basic freedom of a human being was challenged in a very fundamental way. You notice that the Chinese government gave you visa-free visit to China for 15 days. They're mostly to French and the Germans, and I think your countries too. Normally, the Chinese government would never do that because they want to monitor everybody who comes into China and what you do over there. They'll worry far less right now because they already got you. They know who you are, they know what you do, because they collect an enormous amount of big data, which I'll talk about in a few seconds. Because they could identify virtually every human being on the face of the earth through their huge collection of data through many channels. If you look at the what are the targets of Chinese government hacking, it's the Marriott hotel chains registration statistics. That's about 290 million people, right? It's about global airport data, entries. They know this kind of stuff. Chinese also collect a lot of biometrics, hospital records, and the entire US government, federal employment system, information system, including security clearance system, was hacked by China almost 15 years ago. Think about that, right? Amazon.com, they try to hack into the corporate data system in Amazon with limited success because Amazon is a US registered company. You know what? China said, the heck with Amazon. I want to get control of this big data. I cannot do it right now. So I set up my own to kill Amazon, and that's Temu and Shein. Shein just came on London exchange for IPO. So you see, this is all very big collection of huge data. They know everybody. They know how to do it. The BBC has conducted some kind of experiment. Their reporters, it was very, very interesting. So they went to China to try to test the Chinese system. See how long would take the Chinese big data system to find a BBC reporter inside China. 7 seconds. Facial recognition. Not only this, the Chinese technology of facial recognition is so superior, so advanced, a lot of countries like it. In Africa, most countries got it for free. You go to Nairobi, you go to the airport system, it's the same thing. You don't even have to do anything. Once you show up, they know who you are. They know all the biometrics. You go to China, you don't even have to give them your phone, physical phone. You don't even have to give them the phone number. They have your registration data. They even know what's the record of your WhatsApp or your Signal exchange. So that's basically a fundamental challenge to human freedom as we know it in the West. So cyber play a very important role in that. Now, it also obviously, I'll end my remarks here with this idea, since I came from the US Navy, and I'll say you this. It poses a serious challenge to global security. Cyber age brings out a lot of new platforms of modern warfare. Cyberspace, undersea, big data, so you name it. And all was done in a realm of cyberspace. Now, those are very powerful, but also it has a kill switch. So in many areas of national defense, in global security, we have to really think about the fundamentals, the age before cyber, in order to secure our global peace. So one of the things at the United States Naval Academy, for example, we have restored a course that we abandoned decades ago. It's called celestial navigation. That is we're going back to the age of Christopher Columbus. We navigate, identify ourselves by looking at the stars. Because that means that someday, when the real modern war starts, and our system will fail. Our modern cyber-based system will fail, and we have to have a plan B. And that plan B is something that I think every country, every sovereign state should consider. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miles.